The nuclear landscape is developing rapidly in the Netherlands. The government has committed to building at least 2 new nuclear power plants. There are projects to guarantee the security of supply of medical isotopes. Uranium enricher, Urenco, is going to expand its capacity, and the Borssele nuclear power plant may receive an extension of its operating life. A number of small modular reactors, so-called SMRs, may be built, while at the same time the dismantling of old nuclear reactors and other nuclear installations is approaching. These developments create a substantial additional amount of radioactive waste. How we deal with radioactive waste is of great importance for public support for these developments. The Central Organisation for Radioactive Waste, COVRA for short, has a unique position as the only organisation that collects, processes and stores radioactive waste in the Netherlands. To do so, COVRA has realised storage and processing facilities in the municipality of Borssele in Zeeland. As stipulated in Dutch policy, radioactive waste is stored above ground for a period of decades. This is done on the COVRA site in specially designed buildings. After that, some of the waste is still radioactive. This waste will be stored in the deep underground around 2130. This is called geological disposal. The design of COVRA's site, buildings and waste packages takes into account the long-term above-ground storage of at least 100 years. To be prepared for future waste streams and quantities, COVRA regularly assesses whether the processing processes and storage facilities are still adequate, and when expansion of the infrastructure or the renewal of processing facilities and storage buildings is necessary. All existing storage facilities for radioactive waste are modular, which allows for step-by-step expansion. For most standard waste streams, sufficient storage capacity is still available for the coming years. Where this is not the case, investments are made in extra storage space. In 2022, the expansion of the Habach was opened with additional storage capacity for high-level radioactive waste, and the construction of the MOG started in 2023. MOG stands for Multifunctional Storage Building. The MOG will provide space for the historical low and intermediate level radioactive waste that comes from NRG in Petten and for future decommissioning waste from various nuclear installations. The MOG is expected to be operational in 2026. These are not the only future-oriented developments that COVRA is working on. Preparations for a plasma oven are underway. Building a plasma furnace to process low and intermediate level radioactive waste has only been done twice before in Europe. One furnace is in Switzerland, the other in Bulgaria. A plasma furnace reduces the volume of radioactive waste as much as possible and ensures a very stable end product which is easy to store. COVRA wants to start using its own plasma furnace in the course of 2030, and more expansions are needed in the coming decades. First, VOG2, the second storage building for depleted uranium, must be expanded. This should be ready in 2034. This building is expected to be full 8 years after construction, making a new building, VOG3, necessary in 2042. Around 2050, the storage capacity for low and intermediate level radioactive waste must be expanded by building a second LOG. Expansion of the Habach is also necessary by 2040. The construction process of a Habach expansion takes approximately 10 years and should therefore start around 2030. Due to all necessary expansions, the current site is expected to be full around 2070. But with a small expansion of the site, COVRA can provide sufficient storage capacity until approximately 2100. Taking responsibility for the radioactive waste generated in the Netherlands is essential for a clean and healthy living environment. COVRA contributes to this with sustainable, integrated and safe solutions.